What's up, YouTube? It's your boy To The Dome here, coming at you with another driving rant. Today we're going to talk about something that's kind of been circulating up in the air for a couple of years now with our country. Gun control. Alright, and what made me want to post this is I saw this a snapshot or a screenshot of a tweet that someone had. They were at the Old Glory, some national park where the geyser is, and someone had a open carried handgun on their side. Someone took a picture of it and said something about this guy's carrying a revolver, and basically the whole tweet made me want to blow my brains out just for the fact that this person that's made the tweet is obviously fucking retarded and has no idea about guns. So someone commented on it and said, this first off, it's not even a fucking revolver. If I'm not mistaken, it looked like, from just, because you can just see the handle, it kind of looked like a Glock. Wasn't quite sure. Sorry, I got acid reflux. Bad heartburn. Anywho, so that's what made me want to post this video. And I'm going to go over a couple things here as to why gun control is dumb as fuck. First off, we have something in the U.S. called the Brady Bill. For those of you who are unaware of what the Brady Bill is, it is a provision of federal U.S. law that requires all persons purchasing a handgun go through an extensive background check. It's the actual definition of what the fucking Brady Bill is. For those of you who don't know what made the Brady Bill come to be, back when Reagan was in campaign for office, John Hinckley attempted to assassinate Reagan. Reagan survived the assassination and fucking hit Brady, later on causing the Brady Bill to be passed, is why it's named after him. So that's what handguns, so in 48 out of the 50 states in the U.S., if you have bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, you could have a clean record, never been in trouble with the law in your life. But if you have bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, any fucking mental disorder that may cause you to snap, 99% of the time, you're not getting a handgun. You're not passing the background check. So, if you see someone legally, unless you're in Hawaii or Alaska, because those are the only two fucking states that don't that do the background check, that still allow people with those medical conditions to, like me, even if I wasn't a convicted felon in the state of Texas, I wouldn't be able to pass the background check on to get a handgun, because I have bipolar disorder, borderline schizophrenic, ADHD, ADD, a bunch of fucking mental shit. So, unless you're in Alaska or Hawaii, which is the two states that do not, that still allow people to get them with those medical conditions, even though there's some variations on, like, some states won't allow open carry. Anywho, so if you're in the state of Texas and someone's rolling around legally with first off, if someone's rolling around with a handgun on their waist that is plainly able to be seen, they've most likely got it legally. Because if you have a firearm on your side, what a lot of people don't know is, by law, an officer can ask you to prove that you are carrying that firearm legally. They do not need any other fucking reason to ask you that. They can just straight up walk up to you and ask you if they can see your a form of identification to prove that you are carrying that firearm legally. Okay? So if you see someone walking around in one of these 48 states open carry, they are of sound mind and acquired that firearm legally. All right? That's just, all right, you got those few that are ballsy and are either that or retarded and are illegally carrying around a handgun and have it on their fucking waist in a holster. That's dumb. You're retarded. All right? So now that we've gone through that, let me explain to you why gun control is probably the dumbest fucking thing that the Liberal Party has come up with. One, their main excuse for gun control is to lower the crime rate, lower mass shootings, prevent criminals from getting guns. Let me explain to you something. If a criminal wants to get a fucking gun, they're gonna get a gun. Cocaine is illegal, but I can throw a fucking stone into the next town and hit at least 3 houses where I can go get cocaine. Right now, I could go, even though I cannot legally own a firearm, I can go to Houston, or if I really want to go out of my way and guarantee that I'm going to somewhere where no one's going to know who the fuck I am, except for my boy that's going to give his guy a call, who now lives in New York. I can go to Beaumont, Texas. I can get a fucking fully automatic SMG Tech 9 for $200, bro. Stolen. It might be stolen. The guy will tell me it's hot or it's got a body on it. If it's got a body on it, it's going to be hella cheap. Especially a fully automatic weapon. It's probably going to be like 100 bones. But I can go get a fully automatic Tech 9 for fucking $200 in Houston or Beaumont right now. If I was to clock out of work, get off the clock, I could drive straight to fucking Houston to my guy in Houston, or I could drive straight to fucking Beaumont and fucking get a Tech 9 for $200 fucking dollars. Easy. No problem at all. Don't have to worry about a background check, nothing. So that right there only proves the point that if criminals want to get something, they're gonna get something. Gun control, the only people gun control is going to hurt are law-abiding citizens, because they're the ones that, once gun control has been issued into effect, which, let's face reality here, it never will be, because that is a violation of the Constitution, the right to bear arms. Technically, if you want to get technical, making it to where a convicted felon cannot own a firearm is also a violation of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights for the first 10 amendments, because the Second Amendment clearly states that all American citizens have the right to bear arms. Period. That's it. They don't say they all have the right to bear arms except for convicted felons. No. All citizens have the right to bear arms. Which means, oh shit. Technically, making it illegal for a convicted felon to own a firearm before they get their record expunged. Because believe it or not, a convicted felon can own a firearm at some point. Basically, all you gotta do is after the date of your conviction, 7 years after the date of your conviction, not 7 years after you were released from prison or after you finished probation, whatever, 7 years after the date of conviction, if you do not catch a single crime, misdemeanor or felony, traffic tickets don't count, you can get your record expunged. But, and a lot of people think you gotta wait 7 years. That basically gets your record swiped to where jobs can't see your criminal record. Now, 2 years after which next year I could actually get a fucking firearm. 2 years after your, the date you were convicted of the felony, you can get what is called restoration of your civil rights. Basically what you would do in the state of Texas, you would write the sheriff of the county or counties that the felony was committed in. You would then then it would go to the parole board in Huntsville. Then from there it would go to the governor of Texas. If you get 3 yeses, you get restoration of your civil rights, meaning you can own a firearm. Up from his house, 22401. That's not it. But that's not the point here. Gun control, the only people it's going to hurt is law-abiding citizens. Because, like I said, if a criminal wants a gun, it is not hard to get a gun. It really isn't. And honestly, it's a lot easier to get a gun illegally than it is to get a gun legally. So, the only thing that fucking gun control is going to do is make the price of them go up, which it's not going to do by much. I mean, it's going to go up a lot. I'm not going to lie. It's going to probably, your stolen Tech 9s, which at that point they'd be illegal anyways, so it doesn't matter. Give me 1 second, I will be back. Guys, I had to go drop that shit off. Alright, so what I'm saying was, is the only people gun control is going to harm are law-abiding citizens. Because like I said, a criminal's going to get a gun regardless. That's just the highlight of this video. If they want a gun, they're getting a gun, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Because just like there's always been ways to get illegal drugs, there's going to always be ways to get illegal guns. Okay? So, chill with the fucking gun control, because it's not doing anything but making the entire fucking liberal party look like nothing but a bunch of dumbasses. Because when y'all talk about guns, it's fucking hilarious. It makes people laugh, it makes people shake their head, and it makes people wonder how someone so fucking dumb can still be alive with that kind of intelligence level. Because I swear to God, people who are pro-gun control are so fucking uneducated about guns, it's not even funny. And I don't say that just because you're pro-gun control. No, I say that because of the people who are pro-gun control, who are making these tweets or Facebook posts, or these people in office who are pro-gun control, who are making these news videos and shit. First off, if you call a magazine a clip, your fucking credibility in that argument is out the window. Because if you don't even know the right terminology, how the fuck can you expect people to actually believe you know what you're talking about? I saw this fucking, this news video. It was someone that was trying to get some office to fucking vote for higher gun regulations in that area. It wasn't federal, it was state in that area. And this dumbass motherfucker picked up an M4, which is the current, well, I don't know what current wise. A couple years ago, it was what our U.S. military was using as their assault rifles. I'm not really aware as to what they're using now. Tried to say that that gun could shoot 500 bullets a second. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Bro, an M4 shoots 1 to 3 bullets every 3 to 5 seconds. That's how fast it shoots. That's the rating on how fast it shoots. But do you realize how fucking fast a gun would have to shoot 500 bullets in a second? That's not possible with our current technology. Nothing that we own or have ever created in the U.S. citizen, what the citizens can own, or the fucking U.S. military can shoot 500 bullets a second. That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. And oh my god, I laughed my ass off even worse than what I did in this video when I first fucking saw that. Because, like I said, these people who are pro-gun control, 99% of them are the least fucking educated about guns. Because 99% of them don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They try to play a big game, but in reality, they have no fucking clue what they're saying. You know, this is just and I'm sorry this video's taking a little longer than the rest of them. This is a really hot button issue for me because of, like I said, gun control harms no one but law-abiding citizens, and the fact that liberals, and it's not just, I mean, yeah, really, it is just liberals, because you're never going to hear a hardcore conservative say they want higher gun regulations. No. Ever would you hear that. You're never going to hear a hardcore fucking Republican ever in their life, a true Republican, say, well, we need higher gun regulations. No. Because that's like the fucking cornerstone of their entire party's thing. That and hating homosexual. I mean, shit. Me personally, I don't got a problem with them. We're not even going to go into that right now. We're talking about gun control, okay? We're going to stick to that. But the point is y'all need to stop pushing for gun control. One, it's never going to happen. You try to issue, because in order to issue gun control, to actually enforce it, you would have to issue martial law, okay? Which would allow the U.S. military and any local forces, such as the FBI, police, whatever, to be able to raid citizens' houses and remove guns that go against the new gun controls regulations. I would love, just absolutely love, to see that happen in the state of Texas. You want to know the last time that happened, that gun control was, or martial law was tried to be issued? You want to know what happened the last time that was attempted to be issued in the state of Texas? A lot of people got killed because you come into someone's home and you try to forcefully remove their property that they obtained legally. They're going to kill you. Period. End of story. You come into my house, by Texas state law, you have the right to defend yourself, your property, and your family from anything you deem as a threat. That does not mean just burglars. That includes police officers. If a cop rolls up on my property, is private property. The road we're staying on is private property. So he shouldn't even be on the road to begin with. The only way a cop can even can legally come down our street is if they are called. They can't just roll up in that hoe just to look around, because it's private property. It's not even owned by the city. It is owned by an individual. Okay? Every piece of land on that fucking road is owned by the same person. The city has no say in what goes on that street because it's privately owned. So therefore, a cop cannot just randomly roll down the road. Technically, that's illegal for them to do. That's trespassing. If I called the fucking owner of the street, which is our landlord, who we pay our fucking rent to, his ass can call the city and actually have something done about that police officer. Granted, nothing's going to be done because 99% of fucking reports against cops just get thrown in the trash anyways. But the point is if a cop randomly came up on my property without any reason of being there, in order to legally use lethal force to remove someone from your property, you have to give them 3 warnings. That doesn't state 3 verbal warnings. A no trespassing sign is considered a warning. Depending on how many and where they're set up at, could be up to 2. If you have a no trespassing sign on your fence and one on your house, that's technically two warnings. If I come outside, and I'll give them 2 warnings, verbal warnings as well, because you've already gotten really one solid warning. There's no reason for you to be on this property. You're trespassing. You need to leave. They refuse to leave, you give them another warning. By that point, according to Texas state law, whether they're a cop or not, you have the right to kill them. Period. End of story. They are trespassing on your property. They are there without a warrant. They are there for no fucking reason. They are pretty much sitting there harassing you on your own property. By Texas state law, I can go inside, grab my fucking sword if I feel like it, come around the back door to where his ass isn't gonna see me, and stab him in the fucking back. And ain't a goddamn thing legally that can be done to me for it. Granted, I would probably be arrested. I would be put in jail time until the investigation was over. But with that kind of situation, that kind of fucking publicity that would get on the news, I wouldn't even have to pay for my own lawyer. Granted, I could afford one, but there are plenty of groups out there that would help a nigga out in that situation. Because this cop was clearly trespassing on my property. This cop was clearly harassing me on my property. This cop was given 3 warnings to get off the property. By law, I was well within my legal rights to protect myself, my family, and my property. Now, the way I see it is, you're a fucking armed individual. It doesn't matter if you've got that police badge. You know how easy it is to get a fucking fake police badge made? You know there's a bunch of people that are going around in fake cop uniforms, knocking on people's doors, and when they answer the door, they rob them right there. They're not even really a fucking cop. You know how fucking often that happens in Houston? A lot. Because the badges are metal, so they must be real. No, they're not. I got a little off topic here. The point of this is chill with the fucking gun control, because it's not going to do anything but harm law-abiding citizens. You're not going to ever get it enforced, because if you try, it is not going to end well, especially in states like Texas. This is To The Dome. Don't forget to like, favorite, subscribe, hit that notification tab.